Hi everyone, this is Jackie Jones, founder and CEO of Way We Do. Today I'm going to show you how to integrate Way We Do with Yammer. And for those of you that don't know what Yammer is a communication app, so very similar to Skype, for example, or even Slack. I'm going to demonstrate a process in the Way We Do, which is an ad hoc task. So there could be some task that you want to send to your PA or executive assistant or your virtual assistant, and you want those tasks to be captured so they don't fall through the cracks when normally you send them through email. So I've set up a process called a task process, and there are two steps in this process. So the first one is understanding the requirements. So my VA or executive assistant, they need to understand what those requirements are and what I want them to do. And secondly, I want them to then complete the task when they have done that. This process can run manually by clicking the Run Checklist button and then entering the step or the task details in the activity title here. But we don't want to run it manually today. We want to run it automatically when a message is posted in Yammer. So if I go into Yammer here, we can see here that I have already posted a range of tasks, and I've logged in as our CTO, Daniel Sargent, and so these tasks can be anything. So, and you can see here that for each one, we've started it with a command, which is task : So this is the trigger that sends a message to Way We Do that says, oh, this is a new task that needs to has a knock-on effect to start the checklist instance for the task process. So before we add our task here, I'm going to show you how we've connected the two together. So we've used a platform called Microsoft Flow, and Microsoft Flow is a third-party connector that enables multiple web apps to talk to each other. And in this case, I'm going to connect to Yammer with Way We Do. I've already set up the flow between Yammer and Way We Do, and so the trigger that starts the process is when there is a new message in a group. I have then added a condition, and the condition is that when this message starts with a task, : so obviously we don't want just any message starting a process in Way We Do. We want it to be a very specific message, and in this case we've entered a command that we want to identify the type of message that will then start that checklist instance. So if that condition is true, so if the answer is yes, then we want to create a checklist instance. And so we're looking for a particular procedure ID in Way We Do, which in our case is called task process. And we then want it to go to a specific user called editors@waywedo.com. You don't have to choose a specific user each time. You can actually create dynamic users. So if you would like to do that, please email us and we're happy to help with that. And we'll create another video on that actually. And from there, once you create the checklist instance, I want it to do more than just creating an instance. I want to actually find a particular step in the process. So I've used the find checklist step action. And for the step title, understand requirements. Because what I want to do from there is to add a comment to that checklist instance step, which is basically pulling out the body of that message that was posted in Yammer and then publishing that or posting that into the Way We Do checklist instance step notes field. So that the VA or executive assistant will have everything on hand that they need in order to complete that particular task. So they don't have to go back to Yammer and then find out all the details, because it will be in the Way We Do checklist instance. So when you create your flow in Microsoft Flow, you need to test it to ensure that the integration does work. And you do that by clicking the test button. And there's an action here which is called I'll perform the trigger action. So that's the one I want. So I'm going to click test. and it's going to wait for me to perform that particular action. So it says it's going to take a few moments. So I'm going to go into Yammer, and then I'm going to add my command, which is task colon. Then we're going to enter our task. And so in this case, maybe someone has done something really wonderful for one of our customers, or our customers gave us a testimonial and we want to give them a bunch of flowers. So I could have a message here: send flowers and gift box to who can that be? We've just received a testimonial recently to the SourceLink team, for example. And we'll click post. Okay, so by posting this message here, it will hopefully running the task process instance in WayWeDo. But before we look at WayWeDo, let's go back into the flow. It is saying that it has run successfully, and normally what it does, it actually shows all the steps of that flow, and it has little green ticks next to those. For some reason, it's not displaying. It's kind of just sitting there. I have seen this happen before. Doesn't mean it didn't work, but we'll go into WayWeDo to see if it did actually work. But because the message has been posted here, it has run successfully. I believe that it has. So let's jump into WayWeDo. And so on the checklist, there is a tab called Activity. So if I click on Activity, then we're going to see a list of all of those instances that have run. And we can see here the one that we created, we just posted just now, is send flowers and gift box to the SourceLink team. So we don't necessarily need our team member to go directly to the activity tab. It will appear on their dashboard. So we can see here that the task is there, that no progress or activity has occurred on this particular process instance. And if I click on that item, then it's going to take me to that specific checklist instance. And I can see here that a message has been posted. So if I click on the arrow here, then we have the instructions on that I need to understand the requirements, but then we have the details of that particular message. The other thing that I've added here is the message ID from Yammer. And I've added that in so that later down the track, we can do some more interesting things with this particular message. So if I'm sending messages back, or sending a message here asking more questions, then I've got some details here that will help me identify the original message that was posted in Yammer. And then of course the team member would complete that particular process. They may add in some comments, for example, and then tick that item off as being complete, and they have now completed the full process. So that's an example of an activated checklist in WayWeDo, and having it integrate with Yammer and running the checklist instance process automatically simply by posting a message directly from the Yammer application. If you have any questions about how to integrate WayWeDo with some of the other web apps that you have, or even with Yammer, if you want to do some more advanced actions and triggers, please contact our team at support@waywedo.com. You're also most welcome to book a meeting time with us if you go to waywedo.com/meeting. And you can also sign up to a free trial. So if you're not using WayWeDo as yet, go to our website, waywedo.com, and click on the free trial button, and you'll be able to create a new account for yourself and have full access during the 14-day free trial. So thank you for your time today, and I look forward to sharing some more interesting things with WayWeDo and other apps in the future. Bye.